elder. Understand? Oh, just that reggae dance motion.
Reggae in a Zambian style.
Yes.
Reggae in a Zambian style. Yes.
This is live radio.
I don't come from Jamaica. I come from Zambia. I don't come from Kngstn. I come from Lusaka. We come from.
Yo, live and direct in the place, and we're talking about reggae music in a Zambian style. Come on, enough people them think we come from Jamaica, St. Anne or Kngstn. We're not there and there, we come from Ngombe, we come from Matero, we come from Chibolia there. Yeah man, check your time. Exactly 57 minutes gone past our 7 right in the morning. Live FM is a place where you are. And we did tell you, I think you saw the post, some of you just dip on in the program, you're like, where is this? Yeah, this is Live FM. And joined in the studio right now is the foundation of reggae music in Zambia, the history, the legacy. One can't write a story about reggae music in Zambia without, the presence of the great man. I feel like John the Baptist. He says Christ coming and he says, yo, I'm not worthy, to untie the shoes. I feel very small, but it's a great one and pleasure, Elder Maiko Zulu, to have you in the studio. So welcome to Reggae Dance Portion.
Greetings, brethren, and greetings to the people out there. It's an honor for me to be on the Reggae Dance portion. And yes, I greetings once again to all the people out there. It's really an honor for me to be on the Reggae Dance portion and being hosted, by some of the most conscious brethren I know around. Yes, it's really a blessing on the Sabbath. Yes,
Rastafari, the elders called us brethren, but I don't really say we're not even brethren, we're just little pickies. And Kngstn is here, the nephew, blood nephew, to the elders. So I'm even laughing like, yo, which brethren?
Yes,
You're even accepting yourself.
I'm accepting. I'm agreeing with you, brother. Because this is my father.
Yeah,
this
man.
is the man that raised me. He raised a lot of youths in our communities. Gave us that conscious mind, that Rasta mind.
Yeah, man. Very well.
Yes, I'm brother. And it's a blessing to have him on such a Sabbath because it's the Sabbath, the weekend of Africa Freedom Day.
Yeah, man. Straight. So let's keep the ball rolling. Elder, there's been so much of your work towards humanity. I wouldn't want even to categorize it, because so much that you do is all pointed to humanity. How has been the work, in all aspects?
Well, Jah work must be done. There is enough work to be done. I think you've seen how, society is struggling, to raise our youth, to mentor our youth, to build economies, to just straighten up, the world, and for us, it's an honor, first of all, as Rasta people, and just as community people, that, sometimes, once a while, whenever we can, we're able to lend a helping hand out there, to one or two people in society. For us, I think that is important. And also, the fact that for me, I come from a background where Rasta has been victimized, stigmatized, discriminated against, and so, in a way, I think we need to stand firm on behalf of the movement of Rastafari. The people of Rastafari are decent, if I may use the word,
Yes,
and all the conscious kings and queens, the princesses and princes, So I think it's a duty that I carry with that I don't take for granted, really, because I think, once a while, you understand that your voice, may mean nothing to you, but to someone out there, who hears, it could be the word, sound, and power, that they've been waiting. So, again, that gives us a sense of responsibility,
Yes,
to a certain extent, where sometimes, you have to really even shepherd your own self to say, what would I think of if I were another person listening to me right now? Yes, I. Yes, I.
Bless. And Elder, I know you're coming from a generation that had rather, different challenges toward different achievements towards Rastafari, and we're in a time that, you have this, dynamism, with the times that are moving with our generation. So I would really love to know, where are we at in terms of Rastafari in this country? I've seen Kenya, rising up so strongly, even to the level of making a petition, to the legislature, to the judiciary, and telling them to say, no, we allow us, to use cannabis for sacrament purposes, And I'm just taking that leaf, not really focusing on the hill, but just, being recognized, as a people in a country, being recognized that a Rasta is a community, and is a community of people that are upright, structured, and are fighting towards a noble cause for humanity.
This has been a very difficult question.
Yes,
especially for me, in the sense that, as someone who is looked upon as one of the Rasta people. But I must be honest, because I will not be doing my duty if I'm not being honest. I think part of the reason why we do the Rasta market is to do a self kind of introspection, where we look at ourselves and say, brethren and sisters, are we on the right path? I must be very honest. As a movement, as a Rasta movement, yes, individuals, like the eyes, we are doing great works. We are doing great works, Shakarongo is doing great works, everybody is doing great works, but, we seem to be doing these works in isolation. I think we need to face the reality that we've not really had that impact as Rasta people on the wider society, such that, today, when a Rasta speaks, the first thing people think of is cannabis.
Yes, sir.
It's ganja. We'll talk about ganja. And that is why, for us, it's important that we begin. Yes, first of all, we are going to accept your narrative of the Rasta man. Yes, we will embrace it. What you say, they are bad boys, they are rude boys, they are ganja smokers. Yes, that's us. We accept that.
Yes, sir.
But away from that, we would like the people to understand, that Rasta is beyond ganja. Is beyond the stereotype thinking. And it's even beyond dreadlocks. Because a lot of people have mistaken dreadlocks for Rasta. When they see somebody with dreadlocks, they say, "Oh, there goes a Rasta man." So it's time that we look at ourselves and do a self-critique. Very important. First of all, I've always had the position that Rasta must be head of government. His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, is head of government. And the responsibility of governance, must trickle down to Rasta, because it's Rasta that is conscious. It's Rasta that can show the way where there is no way. you know. It's Rasta, you know, that is going to guide the children away from substance abuse, you know, to education, proper education. So we have a responsibility as Rasta people. And another hindrance again is that most of us, you know, have refused to move with the time. Yes, Rasta has always been ancient, you know. But I think we need to realize that, you know, we are living in a society that is dynamic.
So at what point now do we synchronize now? That's actually where I'm so much interested, and I know a lot of listeners, that's where the interest is. Because we have all about them young Rasta, you know.
Yeah.
And we have a problem because we look on the elders that lived in a different time that we are in.
Yeah.
So now we ask ourselves, you know, say, where do we synchronize with the elders them, but we still maintain the roots and the culture, you know, and we don't run away from Rastafari.
I think what is important is to understand that, you know, the world can be shaped according to the eyes of a Rastaman, if the Rastaman wants, you know. So what we are looking at now is, you know, trying to revolutionize, for example, the education system, you know. How much of African education is in our education system, you know. In secondary school, I was at Kablonga, you know, we had, instead of just having African history, we had European history and African history, you know. And at that point, myself, Daddy Zimas, and a few of us, we rebelled against the Euro history class. You know, and we said, okay, we'll come for the African history. But the European history will gladly accept the punishment, you know, to go to the production unit.
Yes, I.
You know, why? Because we wanted to lay a foundation, you know, a seed that must germinate now in the days of AI, for example. You know, how are we using technology to advance the cause of Rasta? You know, are we gonna stay in the hills and say, I'm man in the hills, you know, and you know, I don't deal with concrete jungle, you know. So that is the point that we need dreadless Rasta.
Yes, I. Like I still.
You know.
Yes, I.
Yeah, man. Yes, I.
Born Rasta.
And I'm writing a song, dreadless Rasta.
Sin.
You know, because you know we need to cross. You know, we need Rasta in intelligence, for example.
Yes,
you know, that is my thinking. We need Rasta in the medical field.
And I'm glad you've been bringing Dr. Mjajat. We'll talk about that later
Yes,
on.
You know, we need Rasta astronauts.
Yes, I.
You know, people that you know, everything has to involve Rasta. Otherwise, we'll be left behind and we'll be complaining. Yes, and what we'll be known for is that, oh, these are people who reason a lot. They can reason the whole day and smoke ganja the whole day, praise Rastafari, you know, and say one love at the end of the day.
You know, wrong things
are happening. You know, wrong things are happening. There are more time still, Jano still, you know. You know. So we need a military let me reverse that because this is election time. I may be misquoted, but still, you know, we need a militant kind of approach to Rasta. You know, to an extent where today we need to see Rasta as the people, you know, that are supporting the hospitals. You know, the clinics. You know, we are not there, German. And that, you know, is a burden. You know. It's always a burden on every conscious Rasta man, you know. Yeah,
man. 10 minutes gone past of 8 right in the morning. If you're coming through for the first time, welcome to it. Live FM, it is 97.3, the reggae dancer portion. I'm joined in the studio with the legendary, you can't even imagine, Maiko Zulu, right with me, live in my spectacles of my eyes. And he says a Rasta man can shape his society. What's the next song we're going to as a musical break? And when we come back, we dive into the Rasta market.
What is freedom? Yeah, because I think Africa Freedom Day, Africa Day, they keep changing it. But it's always going to be Africa Freedom Day because an African has to be free mentally.
Yeah, man.
Because before we can enjoy all these physical freedoms.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I.
So we're going for a musical break, and Elder Maiko Zulu has given us track Freedom. You can come through if you want to interact or call. The number is 0977 624270. 0977 624270. Let's do this together. Freedom! Right, Maiko Zulu. Let's do this.
He is Live Radio. Live Radio.
What is freedom? Freedom means unity. What is freedom? Freedom is democracy. What is freedom? Freedom is transparency. What is freedom? Strictly anti-corruption. What is freedom? Freedom is unity. What is freedom? Tell me. Freedom is democracy. What is freedom? Freedom is transparency. What is freedom? Oh yeah, strictly anti-corruption. Oh, about equality. I, it has a right. Now intimidation. About equality. I, it has a right. Now intimidation.
All that fun for radio play. Who banned it? Was it Chiluba? It was the region of Chiluba. Ah, sis. So we need to have our own. We need to run our own legislation. We need to run our own legislation. Let's give them fun to yes, sir. Be real. Be real. Yeah. And the youth are there. We're there. Anytime. We're there, I would say. They get the definition. But it's been a long time, you know, been quiet. We need
We want tolerance between the brothers and the sisters.
Yes, I to the people out there online. Of course, I stand. Yes, I Kngstn. Reggae dancehall podcast. So you have an inside, the background.
We now have words. The other spot here, we now have words. We get back. And I'm just reliably informed by the elder that, you know, this song was recorded even before the I was born, you know, and this is what we're talking about, you know, legacy, a history, a baton that goes on for a long time of generation, you know. I'm talking about Elder Maiko Zulu right with me in the studio. Yeah, man, and we're on a reggae dance portion, having an interaction. Obviously, you know, you can't just allow the elder to come here and just talk about Rasta market, you know. there's so much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you know, that we need to grasp it from the elder. Now we can talk about the Rasta market, you know. Yeah, so we have a Rasta market one on Monday. Monday is 25th, you know, of May, and on every 25th of May we celebrate what is called African Liberation Day, you know. And for us Rastas, this is so dear to us because this is the foundation, you know, of Rastafari, self-consciousness, you know, self-awareness, you know. Marcus Garvey did say, he who lacks confidence is twice defeated in the rest of life. Let's talk about, you know, the inspiration, you know, and just, you know, the idea of the Rasta market, you know, where we are and the projection, elder.
Yes, Rasa instance, when you asked me where the turning point is for us, or the connecting point,
Yes,
you know,
I.
between the ancient and the now,
Yes,
I think this is it. You know, first of all, we must understand that the Africa Day or Africa Freedom Day, you know, that people are celebrating was the brainchild of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Yes, I.
You know, it's the head creator, Rastafari. You know, so as Rasta people, you know, we must own, you know, the works of His Majesty. Yes, I. We must own the works of our Father. You know,
Yeah, man.
yeah, just like the Christian owns the works of the Christ.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I. The Rastaman must own the works of His Imperial Majesty. And African liberation, the way the forefathers saw it, His Imperial Majesty, Kwame Nkrumah, you know, the Nyereres,
Yes, sir.
Kenyatas,
Yes, sir.
Kaunda,
Yes,
you know, they saw it as a true liberation, both politically, socially, economically, culturally. You know, Africa has, you know, obtained political independence in inverted commas.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
Yeah, man.
because we're still being controlled by the forces, even politically.
Yes, I.
But if you talk of actual mind freedom, you know, the African is still way back, you know, and we need to bring the African back to where he belongs. And for us, Rasta Market, number one, is a celebration of the works of His Majesty,
Yeah, man.
without apology.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I.
Yes, I.
You know. Secondly, the vision is, you know, to bring a sense of seriousness. You know, we were talking about how people are viewing a Rastaman.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So we want to bring a different narrative, the true narrative, where if you come to the Rasta market, you will find very, very intelligent, highly intelligent Rasta people.
Yeah, man.
Some of them don't even use help.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
You know, you will find that some of them don't even have dreadlocks.
Yes, I.
You know, and these people are in business, you know, so you have an opportunity to network, you know, you have an opportunity to see how others are doing their business.
Yeah, man.
As a small scale trader, the person on the street, the Rastaman who is selling, you know, shambalas and them,
Yes, I.
you know, that is the space that
Yeah,
we
man.
provide, you know, on that day, you know, where you come, exhibit your stuff, buy, sell, you know, but most importantly, again, we discuss critical topics. The other year, you know, we were discussing the legalities, for example, of the legalities that Rasta people are facing. For example, today in this country, Zambia, which says it got independent in 1964, a person with dreadlocks is still having challenges getting their NRCs in certain offices.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it because I've personally,
Yeah, man.
you know, gone to assist
Yeah, man.
or try to intervene on behalf of a lot of brethren, countless numbers, you know. So
And what would be the explanation?
it's
This, no, you know.
it's man, it's
Yeah,
mental
man.
the highest levels of mental slavery.
Mental intoxication.
Yes,
Babylon,
where
mental
you
Babylon
know
intoxication.
you have educated fools,
See,
you know,
see.
functional illiterates, you know, who don't even understand that, you know, what I'm denying is my identity.
Yeah, man.
You know, today, the best identity of an African is dreadlocks.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Yes, I.
Yeah.
You know, the Mau Mau rebellion was
Yeah, man.
dreadlocks people.
Yes, I.
You know,
Yeah.
so, and that is why even symbolically, you know, if you go to the Bible,
Yeah, man.
you know, and these are people who pray, you know, you come from church, you know, is an NRC officer on Sunday, and you go to deny. You've
Yeah,
even
man.
learned about the power
Yeah.
of Samson.
Yeah.
You know, through the preacher. To say,
Yeah, man.
Samson,
You dreadlocks, man.
power in his head.
Yeah, man.
You know, on Monday
On
you
Monday.
go and deny your
Yeah.
fellow Africans.
You see the Samson in incarnation and you
So-
refuse him.
Yes.
Something that the elder is also talking about is personally I've had challenges even finding a job because of a dreadlock. Man, you know, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's still mental slavery.
Yeah.
So
You know, I've lost jobs myself.
Sin.
The Southern Sun, before it was Ridgeway Hotel.
Yeah, man.
Yes, the white manager there,
Yes, I.
Mr. Chandler, he fired me
Sin.
because, I mean, the band, we found a job, you know, from the ghetto,
Yeah, man.
you know, and, you know, it was one of the best hotels,
Yeah.
you know, it comes for rehearsal, we are rehearsing with that kind of hair, not in this environment, you know, I said, guys, I've left the band,
Sin.
you know, so, and this is what Rasta Market is about.
Yeah, man.
We want to people to understand that the things that they talk about, for example, ganja,
Yes, I.
you know, they may joke about it,
Yeah, man.
you know, and, you know, but for serious people, you know, it's an economy.
Yeah, man.
They are alleviating poverty as we speak.
Yeah, man.
You know, some of the donor funding that we are going to line up for comes from the cannabis trade.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Yeah.
Canada today has a multi-billion-dollar cannabis industry. You know,
Yeah.
so these are issues, you know, that uncomfortable issues sometimes that we discuss at the Rasta Market.
Sin.
And also, it's an opportunity for people who find the Rastaman strange,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, to just come
Yes, I.
and see, you know, the
Come
kind,
close.
yeah,
you
the
know.
kind
Learn
of
who is
person,
this
you know.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, because they say, you know, Rastas, you know, are spoiling our youth. Come and see how we are building the minds of young people.
Yeah, man.
You know, come and see how we are providing an opportunity, you know, for a guy that is being chased on the streets, you know, just to sell something to eat
Yeah,
for
man.
tomorrow.
Real.
You know, we are giving that woman, Bavi Tumbua, that opportunity
Yeah.
to say, Mama, we learn Mukulisa.
Yes, I.
And also the artists. You know, we want to build conscious artists.
Yeah, man.
And so we have a whole heap of, you know, young and ancient conscious artists who are coming through to the Rasta Market. If you see some of the postings, you know,
Yeah, man.
and not just reggae guys,
Yes,
you
I.
know, because we want to show that Rasta is, you know, I don't want to use government again, but Rasta
Yeah, there's
is
the diversification
the
of it.
umbrella.
Yeah, umbrella.
umbrella of everything,
Yeah, man.
everything.
Yeah.
So even government is,
Complete
if
in
it's in
itself.
the
you know.
umbrella of Rasta, it's going to be conscious.
Yes, I.
Yes, I. So this is our aim, you know, to just be relevant to society,
Yeah, man.
you know.
Yeah,
Just make people remind people that that narrative that we are given as people who sell drugs,
Yeah, man.
you know, that is a wrong narrative.
Yeah, man.
And I'm here to dispel that kind of nonsense.
Yes, I.
You know, that is not a Rastaman's,
Yeah,
you know, thing.
yeah, man.
You know, if people are gonna break the law in certain areas, forgive me if I'm saying these things, but if they're gonna break the law, you know, they're doing it as individuals.
Yeah, man.
You know, and that is why for us as Rasta, it's important that, you know, we are seen to be organized,
Yeah, man.
because we are going to be able to flush out,
Yeah,
you know, the people that are giving Rasta a bad name.
yeah, man.
You know, herb is a medicine, but today it has been tainted, you know, and been called a drug,
Yeah,
you know, because it's going to bed with drugs, you know. So it's us as Rasta people, it's our movement, you know, to give the people the right narrative. Yes, we are responsible
And,
people.
right now we've got a caller coming in, you know, so people are still locked in and listening.
All right, we have a call. Let's pick this one quick, Elder. Hello, fella. Welcome to Live FM.
Live FM, how are you?
We're okay. How is the morning?
Thank you so much. Maiko Zulu.
The elder is right here and is getting you live and direct, sir.
Guess how are you? Ndifewilo nebo kumbe. Maiko. Muri honest side. Nishmwa fwechano. Ichachin amarasta 99.9%. There are people you can't imitate and admire. Ala paper nature, but that's not true, no. Never got one time wali nitatakwai. Bakalamba.
Mkwai.
Never wali nikeke.
Mkwai.
Ngatawa nikeke nshishwenga mwadile kalimbira lero nilefwa brava mupeze murafikako. So what we are saying is, even look at the way they are having gift here. I don't know maybe if that is on couch. No kusamba fear. Wati ya bakalamba. Imishishwe kana mumu 20 coffee. Awe. Ine umwananga na mwena filana sure there is something wrong because at least if you are not smoking daga, they are drug what to call them addicts whatever. Barachitako tuma drug pano. So inoponi mwanda. So ero nama cases like mufyaru kimbimu wabatemo sana Mexico, South Africa wakalaba you can't allocate. Abachitako mitemo traces they get encouraged by the drugs they use and I don't know what your belief and the teaching is. They are stars. Why? Just like today, as I'm about to conclude, no one can deny the fact that most of the our Tuanani, they are Muslims. No one can deny that fact. Namuambana na we have started all of them. And if you will have so what we are saying is that is associated to facts are there. Thank you so much. It's tangible.
All right. Yes. All right, caller. Thank you so very much. We get a feedback from you, elder.
Okay. Mr. Kumbe, thank you for your call. First of all, I think you have a whole wrong perception, and that is why it's important that I'm here, to give a light, to people like Mr. Kumbe, who are still ignorant, about a real Rastaman. Of course, I mean, Mr. Kumbe says I was arrested for ganja, and that is the narrative now, that a ganja person, cannot do anything sensible. First of all, Mr. Kunda, let me tell you that my children have degrees, because of what I do, and if you, I want to personally invite you to the Rasta market,
Yes,
so that, you have a real picture, and this is the problem that we have. We have parents who are misguiding the nation, misguiding their own children, denying their own selves, First of all, I don't apologize, that a Rastaman uses herb, Mr. Kumbe, without apology, and that is, and secondly, you must understand that herb is not something that only Rasta people are using today. The majority of the world, and I think, when people travel, it's important that he has mentioned countries like South Africa.
Yes,
you must understand that the South African government has legalized cannabis.
Yes.
An adult like me, Mr. Kumbe, will not be hassled or be thought of as a drug addict.
Yeah, man.
And you must understand, Mr. Kumbe, sir, that cannabis has probably one of the most, the highest number of medicinal components in it, such that today, some of the medicines that you may be drinking, from America, are laced with cannabis, Mr. Kumbesa. So, it's important, and that is why, the world has opened up today. Even your own children today, sir, they are on the internet, so nobody can lie to anybody. You know, today we have lawyers who are Rastamen.
Exactly.
The lawyer who is representing the Lungu case is a dreadlocked guy.
Yeah, man.
So I really don't understand. I really laugh actually at the people.
That we pick this caller. I think
my brother.
our phone is down. Let's pick this one again.
But it's understood.
Yeah, man. Hello, caller. Welcome to Live FM. Yes, caller. Welcome to Mwaka Bwanji. Hello, caller. We've lost that one. Okay, if you want to come through, you might as well come through on 0977 624270. 0977 624270. Join with Elder Maiko Zulu in the studio. Already have a caller. Let's pick this one. Hello, caller. Welcome to Live FM.
Yes, I Rasta. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you there, so, my king?
I'm fine here. This is Joseph from Kamala South.
All right, Elder, you can proceed with the contribution.
Yeah, man. Greetings, Elder there, Elder Michael.
Greetings, Ras Joseph.
Yeah, man. You know, Rasta, I think a lot of people have got less information about the importance of marijuana, or rather our heads. So you find that people will start condemning it before even getting proper information about it, you know. So even those who are condemning it, they use it Rasta in these medicines. Most of these medicines we use, they are made from the egg, you know. But you find that then they just look at that bad picture to say the hemp destroys the young people out there, you know. So indeed we need to spread out the information there so that people are aware or are knowledgeable about the importance of the hemp. I think that's my contribution, right?
Yes,
Give thanks. Thank you so very much. Enjoy the Sabbath, Rastafari. Yeah, Elder.
very, very important. And you know, if you go back to history again on the issue of hemp, you know, the things that they call anointing oil and things like that. You know, if you go back to real history, you find that some of it was CBD oil.
Sin.
You know, so
Yeah, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Spiritually, you know, economically,
Let's pick this one, Elder.
whichever way.
All right. Caller, welcome to Live FM.
Hello, Mwaka Bwanji.
Jawaka bwino Mwaka Bwanji.
Nauka, nimejosa sana kufix maoni.
Bajon Mwaka Chambe bwino.
Kutoka mwisho taposha kwa Maiko Zulu huko.
Na ukabwino wataona ziko
Wewe
mwana.
mkela kungana, singi, ngine ni mapata muntu adiva ikitambanga pepe, otakimunga.
Yes, sir.
Kubati maona munga wabiri, wamunga ndrama, wena ngwama kangwelo lipila nyumba kuwata mo. Lakini zela kodi muntu anapepa tamba yanje kwa asiri. So tamba chemu, shedeli wetangu, tamba ni mangwaro, lumatu, kima ikamu. Tatusika manzi tatoni zelamu. So jabu wena angula namba tichoika. So wamena kudya ngumba kamba ngumba nyoipa. Wamena kudya njozi nyamu. Wamena waibrima nipata. When wapepa na wipata. So menti pepa kita pemusha. Na weza pepa wakaziki brima. Basi ngewe nili.
All right.
Njozi ya meni tumu mwangwara ya TV. So wameswazi wawangari zapi wanasa. School.
Zikomo, Ajon, Damn Killer. 35 minutes gone past of 8 right in the morning. Yo, me joined in the studio with me, Elder Maiko Zulu, you know, and we're talking about the Rasta market. Though, you know, anytime we Rastas, you know, we come out in public and we just, you know, have a forum. I always do lead us to ganja. You know? We're talking about the Rasta market, people. We're not talking about ganja. If you want to learn about ganja, the good part is that I've seen, you know, and it's so profound of it, Elder. Thank you so very much for inviting Dr. Mjajati. Looking at his status in the society, a lot of people I know are going to come to you and, you know, they're going to learn the pros and the ads of ganja. It's good that you're bringing Dr. Mjajati this time around.
And you know, that is why it's important for callers like Mr. Kumbe, our first caller, to come and attend or just follow, because Dr. Mjajati is coming in with an honest view from a medical perspective. You know, sometimes we have Rasta people abusing ganja.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Sin.
Yes.
Sin.
You know, I want to take it from the other side.
Man. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
We have our own people, our own Rasta people abusing the herb.
Yeah, man.
You know, so we need to understand that abuse of any kind has consequences.
Yeah, man.
Either, you know, medically, you know, mentally, or anything, you know. So a doctor who has been, you know, Zambia Medical Association.
Elder, our phone is jam packed, and people just want. Let's pick this one. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello, caller. Welcome to Live FM.
Yes,
We're fine. May we know your name, sir, please, and where you're calling from?
yeah, you're talking to Western from this compound.
Ah, all right. Wachikudile. You can proceed with your contribution, please.
Yeah, greetings today with Maiko Zulu.
Greetings, Jaman. How is George Compa?
Yeah, and we are going to just at least I think we are go need to go and need to support money in Zambia.
Yes, sir.
You see, so the Munga Mandi was one among the Darius and Twenty, the Shinkawala. I didn't tell them a gang and Shinkawala. So I don't have to, like Mahadia, I'm not to talk my economy, it's not going to shape. She took some time to cool. But you got to Makajasu ndio nyama tatama pia mdaki. So government ndio amuna kikaje ndio ngabanda na koje mkinda mkachafu ndio nyama tafana wafana and then the drug is somewhere to go there. And the brand ndio ndio kibeba ndana ganja drug tena ganja weed is something which is legal. But okay, we are calling something which is very easy. You see? So let's focus as a country. So I myself I just defend myself the Rasta market to go.
Yeah.
I need to know. Sometimes I feel like I can see if I think alone, you know?
Yeah, we're getting you.
You know, you don't remember that some of us are just something. I don't come in the morning. So let me go out and we are pushing, we are writing and dancing.
All right, we give thanks to caller, you know. Yo, Elder, someone says they'll be coming for the Rasta market, you know, and
Yes, sir.
they're saying exactly what you're saying is what is helping us, you know, to begin to look at certain things in a different way.
Yes, and I think, you know, the ganja conversation is important for families, you know, because we have a lot of families today that are struggling with the, you know, the issue of their children
man.
using ganja.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, how do they take it?
Yeah, man.
You know, how do they address the issue?
Yeah, man.
You know, some youth, you know, have been banished from home,
Yeah.
you know, and things like that. So, for me, I would even welcome families,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, tag your son along.
Yeah,
You
let
know,
them call, man. Yeah,
so
for
that
real.
both of you can come and ask
The
Dr.
people.
Mjajati
Yes, sir. And the
question.
people just that you
Even
find,
just
the
the
Rastas,
people.
you know,
Yes.
who use it,
Yes.
you know, could be the best people actually
Yes.
to even provide that counsel to your child, you know.
We don't have
Yeah.
universities
Yes,
for
I-
Rasta today. We will in the future, but you know, Rasta Market is our university.
Yes, and we picked this one out. I think he's been calling and calling, or she. Welcome to Live FM.
Thank you so much, Brother Michael, for your explanation. Although I'm not agreeing with it, but I've got a serious questions. At which point would you advise your clan to start taking ganja? And in your family, you have talked about your children who are successful. Have they obtained degrees because you started feeding them that stuff? Should it be wrong? or Shubu, Liverpool Bible, Chiako, up to Afnyamo Chimechi. Now, whatever Tama really I get Yama really I was in a protest. When we have government, are you trying to lobby the government so that but if you shop off a market, but what my exit from Miranda. And why do people who prescribes for the man in Shibawa? All of the colors are Pawatasha Sana, Tao Fema Prepatualiba, it just gives them excitement. So what we are saying is, if you need to stick up on a number, my connection, Shibawa, our prescribe, Naima recommending to the Taringan at the Mona Ambarelli. Number Munjeveko. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a caller who assumingly thinks that we are advocating for ganja. Now, we're not advocating for ganja, you know. Ganja is illegal in this country, by the way, listeners.
If you are under Wakaramba, first of all, understand ganja is illegal.
Yes,
And I think, to quite a wrong impression, ganja. I think because, first of all, the information that most Zambians have is information that was taught to them, by their parent who doesn't like ganja or their grandmother who was against ganja, But for me, as a person in Wakaramba, Insha umfuapo muntu uwa pena ati apepe chamba pena nangu nsha kwatapo munandi wa pena. You've asked that Walware are taking a ganja. I think, as human beings, even when you pray, Wakam, there is no, first of all, there is no evidence, that there is any physical or connection. You are doing it out of faith.
Yes,
so for those who are using it for spiritual purposes, you cannot question the spirituality of any man. Any man, can, even today, people can decide to worship through the sun.
Yeah.
The Catholics burn incense.
Yes,
church where they incense. Because you've assumed a lot of things on us. So Abana you've asked an important question. When should someone start using ganja? First of all, nobody prescribes ganja to anybody. Just like Imwe, I cannot prescribe to you what you should take, what your body should take. That is your own, and especially you as an adult. And that is why for us, as a responsible Rasta people, we advise adults to make their choices, and children to be guided, Yes, just like any child. Even you, Bakamba, you cannot do certain things in front of your children, for example. There are certain things. You start feeding him Nshima. The Nshima that Raslimbi can cook at Rasta Market yesterday, the hard one. No. Everything has a process. And by the way, very important, ganja is not for everybody. Let's understand this.
Even the Rastas themselves.
Yes. It's not for everybody. One man's food is another man's poison. So you cannot judge, what I take according to the taste that you take. What if I say the milk that you take is disgusting to me? It's the same thing. You will be offended. So understand, first of all, why people take or why people use anything, or why countries today are going on to legalize hemp. All that information is important. Let's move away from you just give people unsubstantiated information. Yes, it's very easy now to go on Google. If you Google medicinal uses of cannabis, it's not me who has written those things. It's not German who has written those things.
It's the system itself.
Man. 45 minutes gone past off 8 right in the morning. Welcome to Live FM, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Reggae Dancer portion. We come to you every Saturday from 6 to 10. And today we have the legendary himself. Our guest is Maiko Zulu. And we're talking about Rasta market. You know, obviously, when a Rasta is in a place, you know, at Mutu Kuru, so So, you know, ganja will never run away from ganja so long as it's red, gold, and green how we represent. All right, we go for the last musical break as we get to conclude with this positive, you know, and very rich conversation and interaction with Elder Maiko Zulu. When we get back, we focus on Rasta Market. We're talking about Rasta Market. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen, this Monday. All the way leads to 6 miles, and we're 9 miles. I don't know why, you know. I think Kasuba, you know, Kngstn had lied to me. He was saying 6 miles.
No. I think
9 miles, and the place is Roots Cafe, and we're there, you know, this Monday. We started at 10, you know, and we ran up the way up there, you know. So we'll get more information on the flip side. Which one are we going for now, Elder?
I think Uganda is bleeding because we are talking Africa freedom.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. So we need to look into these things seriously as Africans and talk about them. And we're not scared to talk about them because there's no solution if our mouths cannot open to talk, you know. Blessed love, Live FM, Elder Maiko Zulu with me, and let's do this. Uganda is breeding, you know. We don't need no breed, no blood around, you see me? Yeah, man, let's do this.
DJ Kngstn are wrong when him there playing music. See what happened in Uganda. See African leaders. What is happening in Kayunga? People's rights.
This chorus is just like, you just have to go.
Pass me this, please.
But the good part is there's no bad publicity. So let them, like you said, let them talk, let him talk, let him free up. Yes, sir.
Rising the masses that we denying the people their liberty while the silence in the way. This is a call on African people. Rise and stand with Uganda. This is a call on humanity. Wait for the back to get worse. This is a call on African people. Home or abroad. See if one of us has no freedom. Then none of us can say we are free. Uganda is bleeding again. Uganda is bleeding again.
Sometimes it is
I get ready to bleeding on balance. Uganda is crying again. Uganda is bleeding again. Kayunga is bleeding again. I get ready to
So we need more of this interaction there. You see, people are asking, people want to learn. So we need more of this interaction.
Why is the world funding dictators? Why are you funding the killing of my people? Why is the world funding brutality? Why are you sponsoring crime? You say you international community, only when it matters to you.
Yeah, man.
Watching and waiting for Africa to pay, and you funding them say for war. This is a call on you young people. This is a call to revolution. This is a call to Africans. This is a call for revolution. This is a chant for revolution. A chant for mighty freedom. This is a chant for liberation. This is the time for all of us to be free. Put on your idiot and fight the oppressor. Put on your idiot and chase the dictator. Rise, remove the dictator. It's time for
Yeah, man. This one's called Uganda Bleeding. Yo, Elder Maiko Zulu with me in the studio. And these are things we're talking about, you know. Story of Africa still remains the same story. Liberation Corps.
Yeah. You know, and you know, it's important that as Africans we look at Africa, the entire Africa as our background, as our backyard.
Yeah, man.
You know, if the South Africans are killing fellow Africans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to stand up,
Yeah, man.
and talk about that.
Yeah, man.
And that is why this song, raised a lot of dust in Uganda,
So,
because
yeah.
it captured, the actual killings,
Yes,
of the people, the brutality,
man.
how sometimes, democracy has betrayed Africa.
Sin. Sin.
So really questions are being asked, Traore
Yeah,
on the
man.
scene,
Yes, I.
where is Africa heading to? Yes, I.
Yeah, man.
Where is the inspiration coming from?
Yeah, man.
So now you find that inspiration is coming from an orthodox sources, from a soldier.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yes, I.
A young soldier.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. So Rasta Market will bring together the conscious minds, that look at African liberation, from a different, perspective.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because obviously bodies like the African Union have not done so much
Yeah,
on
man.
ordinary, or they've not done anything really. So what is the next way forward? Look at how our resources as Africa are being looted
Yeah,
in
man.
broad daylight, with the help, of this same democracy. You put the people that, are going to mortgage countries
Yeah.
across the continent. Yeah, so African liberation should remind us that, the vision of our founding fathers
Yeah.
still remains alive. And our brethren like in Ghana, for example,
Yeah, man.
they're a bit more conscious.
Yeah, man.
And that is why they are coming into the country now.
Yeah, man.
If you remember, the Ghanaian president came in
Yes, I.
wearing a fugu.
A fugu.
And
And as
it
usual,
raised dust.
my generation as usual.
Yes,
It's not even blind. I don't know what word we can use, Yeah, man.
And Ghanaians are milking money from
Yeah.
Zambia,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we are here with our Sisiva, our Ngonia tie,
Yes, I.
which we only buy when we want to go to Nchwa.
Control. Yeah.
So this is, the mind-opening philosophy
Yeah, man.
that we need to inculcate in our young people.
And what is the involvement of the Ministry of Arts with regards to these events? Because I feel they have a responsibility to preserve roots and culture, through art and Rastafari or reggae music or Rasta activities like Rasta Market we're having on Monday. It's something that is preserving culture and tradition, like you're saying. It's something that is inculcating a positive a norm in a society.
Yeah.
Have they taken keen interest in this, or it's the same story because it's Ras Maiko, so this is just ganja? We can't even want to involve ourselves in this because we need the media to be there. We need the voice of the government to be there so that it amplifies and it goes to the whole country.
I feel for people that work in these ministries that are in charge of the arts.
Yeah.
Because the system cannot allow them to deal with Maiko Zulu.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
And some of them have said it. So it's something that we again, it keeps us away from
Yeah,
the
man.
mix up.
Yeah, man.
Such that we don't owe anyone anything. We would be happy.
Yeah, man.
If everybody came along and supported, the Rasta Market, because the Rasta component is a very, very small part of it.
Yeah, man.
At the end of the day, it's giving survival skills,
Yeah, man.
to ordinary people.
Yeah, man.
If you see the people that come there, they are ordinary people that come to find opportunities.
Yeah, man.
So we would love people to support, but again, Ja people, we are not gonna beg for no one's bread.
Yeah, man.
So just say, not one of my seats shall
Yeah,
sit
shall-
in the
yeah.
sidewalk and beg you
Beg for
bread.
bread, yeah.
Yeah, man. If we don't have bread, we will do with what we have.
Yes, I.
Even now, Rasta Market is not funded.
Sin.
Yeah?
Sin.
Yes, I.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. As I speak today, it's only 1, 2, 3 people
Yeah, man.
One has supported with the printing of the banners.
Sin.
One gave us 500 kwacha for fuel. And David bought us drinks and gave us the change. Well, he gave me the change, but I pushed it to Rasta Market, which was another maybe 500 or so much. You know, so you see that.
And when we have a corporate world that has a social responsibility, and when there's, I don't want to mention in them, when there's a musical video of some artist, they come out and condemn the content, and then there's a Rasta man who comes out with something positive, but they can't promote it. What kind of a thing is this?
You can't say they don't know about it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So, but you know, we are strong the way we are with the brethren. Yes, of course, two hands are better than one always. You know, but we need to survive.
Yeah.
You know, just like the birds are surviving. You know, we will survive. You know, and the Rasta Market has been going on, I think, from 2022.
Yes,
It started just as a little thing, you know, and over the years we are seeing the numbers changing, you know, and I want to announce also that this time we have a police permit.
Yeah, man. Actually, that is where I was going. Actually, Elder. Like, let's assure the security of people. Let's talk about the artists that are coming, and let's also give the direction to the venue.
Yes, sir. The venue is 9 miles. It's mystical 9 miles.
Sin.
Because I think Bob was buried at 9 miles.
Sin.
So 9 miles, Great North Road. You know, you will see the flag on the roadside.
Yeah, man.
And there will be lots of bands. I know True African have confirmed, Chalks, and the Yakala. Yes,
vibrant band.
We have a group of Eldren. These are very, very old people.
Yes,
they call themselves the Big Five. Yes, you know, then we have a Zamrock duo, Mukomanji with his brother Kondwani. You know, we have Ras Kabango doing poetry. We have Naftali Mabange, you know, always supportive of Rasta movement, Presto Z, you know, and I also want to take this opportunity to thank the Rastas that have volunteered, you know, to come and do the works there. You know, as I speak now, you know, they are on site, just doing the cleanup, you know, for no pay.
And big up to Elder Gundi. I saw you're doing works there. I'm aware.
Yes, I. Gundi Groove. Yes, I. And, you know, special thanks also to the Empress, Sister D, who has allowed us, you know, who has allowed the dreads to
be around in the premises.
Yes, I.
Maybe we pick the last caller, Elder. Yes, I. As we get to conclude. Yes, I. Hello, caller. Welcome to Live FM.
Hello.
Yes, caller. Welcome to Live FM.
Thank you very much. Morning, panel.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, morning, you Rastas there.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Maiko Zulu, you are doing a commendable job. I support the Rasta movement. By the way, I'm part in Common from this province.
Oh, nice.
I started listening to reggae music in 1980s. Up to now, I cannot say I'm a Rasta man, but I love reggae music. There's message there.
Okay.
And I've done one song, Michael. I would like to share it with you.
Okay.
And can I submit one song on this show?
There's no problem, please. We'll be able to send you the number that you can send the song to, then obviously we get to listen to it and, you know, play it on the radio station.
Please.
Yes, please.
Thank you, work well.
All right, thank you very much. We'll be able to give you the line. Thank you so very much, Mr. Nkoma.
I am waiting. I'm sure Michael will love
he sent a message on our Facebook.
All right. Nice. Massive. Awesome.
You know, I'm glad, you know, that our presence here, you know, has given you an opportunity, you know, to be heard on
on radio.
Live radio. I'm happy for you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So, in our concluding,
I was just thanking everybody, you know, that is coming along, you know.
Yeah, man.
The Mr. Ngoma.
Yes, sir.
Baized.
Yeah, man.
You know, he was the one shouting at the One Love Reggae Festival. So he supported us with the banners,
myself,
you know, which is very commendable. You know, so And to all of you that will be coming over, I want to thank you in advance.
We're coming.
Yes, sir.
Reggae Dance Portion
Yes,
crew
sir.
is coming. We're
And,
there, so
I also want to a special mention to Kngstn.
Yeah, man.
I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Kngstn is my immediate elder sister's boy, the son.
See.
And I've practically nests.
Yeah, man.
I've been the nanny for these years.
See.
Yeah, him and Gundi Group.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I.
Yeah, man.
And
Yes.
I'm glad, that they've taken the consciousness also, just from, the family circle, to the wider world, and they are cooperating with the likes of, the I.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Bless. Bless up, man.
Yes, I give thanks. And you're live on the radio show.
Yeah, man.
So Reggae Dancehall Portion with the elder them, Maiko Zulu, and it's a blessing to have him here and talk and educate.
Yeah, man.
We, say Kngstn.
Aside,
And
for real.
there's a silent soldier. He doesn't like to be mentioned,
Sin.
but he's been doing most of the works with me. If you see my hands, I just came from, the manual labor.
That's
Ras Martin, I have to mention.
Yes,
him.
I bless.
I know you don't
Bless.
like being mentioned, but he's been doing most of the works
Yeah,
at
man.
the camp yard there.
Yes, man. Yo.
It's not easy,
Yes, I can never
to leave your family and just come and do something, for the people.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I.
Yeah, man. Bless up, people. So we give thanks, Elder, for coming through. We can't have enough of you. You don't run out of words. You run out of time always. I know the Elder followed Maiko Zulu from the time I was a little picnic. It's a blessing to just have an interaction with you in my path of life, I've watched you from afar as a young person, followed you through. And I must big up to Big Flow for that podcast. I think we got a lot of information from that podcast,
Yes,
For me, I think it's one interview amongst the many I've listened from Elder Maiko Zulu, that podcast. I was able to put dots together. I'm like, okay, I get it now. So big up on yourself, W Star Video Works. Then big up Elder. Thank you so very much. We link up, people. It's happening Monday, 25th of May, 2026. We're there upon 9 miles, Yeah, man.
And it's free.
And it's free,
No charge.
Yo.
Africa Freedom Day is free.
Yeah, man.
Freedom
So-
is free.
Freedom is free, So you just step on there, let's interact and laugh. Let's have some good time, And I know if one track that we should play before Elder goes, looking at what's happening in the country and the time that we are at right now. We don't want to see bullets, bombs, ammunition, guns, flowing around the place because somebody wants to be a leader for the people. You don't have to force yourself, because you want to lead people. Nah, people power, people. And we don't want to force them, Yeah, man, so gun culture should be one of the tracks that now is signing Elder at this place. And we are telling you, so we don't want no gun culture. Some of us, we understand these guns. Maybe you don't, but some of us, we know what they're able to do, So much distraction for humanity. So gun culture, join us on the flip side. We had Maiko Zulu and, it was a blessing. So we link up. Blessed love, Rastafari.
This is Radio RASTA.
Wadada.
The news. Former cabinet minister gunned down in cold blood. Senior police officer killed in violent shooting. A spate of armed robberies hits the capital as police recover missing firearms. And now the news in
We are
detail.
stronger together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We were still live, eh?
Yeah, live all the way.
Irie.
Yeah, so we're signing out. We'll see you at the Rasta Market. I'll be looking at some of your comments. Yeah, man.
Reggae dance portion, it's been a blessing to have Elder Maiko Zulu. I'm humbled to host him. Such a great man, such a great father. We link up Monday. We're there, red, gold, and green. Rastafari represents the full.